Today we will discuss how to formulate a thesis statement.
Formulating a thesis statement is not the first thing you do. First, read and reread the assignment prompt. Make sure you understand what the assignment is asking you to do. Determine what kind of paper you have to write. The type of paper you are writing will play a large role in shaping your thesis statement. Before you develop a thesis, you will have to collect and organize information and evidence. Look for possible relationships between known facts and surprising artifacts. Read what is already being said about the issue. You will start with a working thesis, and to make this working thesis strong, you will improve and adjust the statement multiple times before you finalize your thesis. Read your drafts and revisit your thesis to make sure it truly acts as a roadmap to your paper. It states your main point and your reasoning behind your claim. Other characteristics of a thesis statement are: it should only cover the points you discussed within the paper. Revise your thesis. If you have points within your paper that were not mentioned in the thesis, or you mentioned some points in the thesis statement but never discussed those within the paper, adjust your thesis statement to match the paper. It is written for a specific audience. Like all writing, while developing your thesis statement, you will have to take your audience into consideration. Is the information you are sharing adding to the knowledge of your audience? Will your statement hook or interest your audience? It does not simply hit an essay's topic or subject matter. It is usually a single sentence, most often written towards the end of the first paragraph. So make sure your introductory paragraph has a thesis statement. When revising your thesis, ask yourself the following questions. Does my thesis meet with the basic requirements? Rereading the question prompt after constructing a working thesis can help you fix a paper that misses the focus of the question. Is my thesis statement specific? If your thesis contains words like good or successful, see if you could be more specific. Why is something good? What makes something successful? Does my thesis pass the so what test? If a reader's first response to your claim is so what, then you need to clarify the relationship or the content of the larger issue. Does my essay support my thesis specifically and without wandering? If your thesis and the body of your essay do not seem to go together, one of them has to change. Remember, always reassess and revise your writing as necessary. Thesis statement can be divided into three types: a weak thesis, a workable thesis, and a revised thesis. Example number 1. Suppose you are taking a course on 19th century America and the instructor hands out the following essay assignment. Compare and contrast the reasons why the North and South fought the Civil War. You turn on the computer and type the following. The North and South fought the Civil War for many reasons, some of which were the same and some different. This is an example of a weak thesis statement. It restates the question without providing any additional information. Yes, you will expand on the details within the body of the essay, but it is important that your readers know where you are heading. A reader of this weak thesis might think, what reasons? How are they the same? How are they different? Ask yourself these same questions and begin to compare Northern and Southern attitudes. The South believed slavery was right, and the North thought slavery was wrong. Now push your comparison towards an interpretation. Why did one side think slavery was right and the other side think it was wrong? Let's say you look again at the evidence and you decide the North believed slavery was immoral while the South believed it upheld their way of life. Now you revise your thesis too. While both sides fought the Civil War over the issue of slavery, the North fought for moral reasons while the South fought to preserve its own institutions. Now you have a working thesis. Included in this working thesis is a reason for the war and some ideas of how the two sides disagreed over this reason. As you write the essay, you will probably begin to characterize these differences more precisely, and your working thesis may seem vague. Maybe you decide that both sides fought for moral reasons, they just saw morality in different contexts. Now you write, while both Northerners and Southerners believe they fought for a tyranny and oppression, Northerners focused on the oppression of slaves while Southerners defended their own right to property and self-government. Compared to the original weak thesis, the final thesis presents a way of interpreting evidence that illuminates the significance of the question. Keep in mind that this is one of many possible interpretations of the Civil War. It is not the one and only right answer to the question. There isn't a right answer. There are only strong and weak thesis statements and strong and weak use of evidence. The type of thesis statement you write will depend on the type of paper you are constructing. Some examples of poor thesis statements are: in this paper, I will show you the difference between A and B. Do not announce what you are going to do. Do it. There is no need to say in this paper or this paper will discuss. Eliminate wordiness and get straight to the point. Another example of a poor thesis is, there are many reasons why people go on a vacation. And then you list those reasons. Do not list your points. Write them out in a sentence form. Avoid using first-person speech. Do not present your thesis in your source's words. Your thesis statement should be in your own words. It should express your understanding. Make sure you refrain from using first-person speech. Some examples of weak conclusion are: thus, it is safe to conclude. I conclude. For conclusion. Concluding the paper. Avoid making announcements and using first-person speech. Conclude by making observations and by summarizing and re-emphasizing the main point.